This video is made for adult collectors. Hello Internet, I'm Roffy Offensive Recorder Offensive, that's my name, don't wear it out, and I love Transformers. I have so many that they're taking over my room, and since the boxes are 99% air, I've decided to open them up. This is the BLOKEES Classic Class Bumblebee Movie Blitzwing. I lost my mind when they announced this thing because I absolutely adore this version of the character, and I've always wanted the Studio Series version, but when he first released, I couldn't find him anywhere, and on Amazon, he was like 60 bucks, and now every complete or in-box online is usually 90 plus. And I just can't do that. So I'm so excited to open this thing up and get him assembled. Just like other BLOKEES, this guy is basically an armature wearing a shell. I was worried that because he's a movie design with more detail, he'd be a little bit more difficult to assemble, but I was wrong. He's not as challenging as I thought he was gonna be. Something I have to say is that he has the same difficulties as other BLOKEES. Having to put enough force on small pieces to clip them together really hurts my fingers, and I never know which way the core piece is supposed to face. His chest came together really quickly, and the colors on this figure look more vibrant than the Studio Series one. From pictures of the Studio Series, it seems like the red is deeper and the off-white is more like eggshell white. It's almost beigey in a few pictures, like it's got a coat of dirt or sand on it. But that figure is trying to hit more of a realistic deco, and here it seems like if it was from a cartoon. Like all of his colors are pristine and clean. It gives off an almost like new vibe. And now it's time for the limbs. Assembling the joints always hurts my fingers. Starting with the shoulders, it's a simple clamshell piece. Thankfully, the biceps are just one piece that the forearm has to clamp onto. He reminds me a lot of the Actions class Soundwave, where the colors are just separated using paneling and the skeleton is darker to make the colors pop. This was where I started to have issues with the figure. Getting the joints to stay in the hip was what I was struggling with, and as I was working on the legs, they kept falling out, and the instructions got a little confusing with the arrows because they all have the same color and they aren't really clear at what they're pointing at. I'm so thankful for the engineering on this figure. From all the BLOKEES I've made in the past on my own time, it feels like they used to be harder, and I was very nervous to do one of these on video. Maybe the Classics class is the perfect size to have enough detail without being too difficult. Now that he's done, I wanted to give him his cool gun, but that meant I had to take his arm apart. I think that's something I don't like about BLOKEES personally, because with Transformers, the weapon storage is always a hit or miss, but at least if it's not a messy parts forming thing, it's not easy to lose anything. And having to do this with BLOKEES means it's a choice on how you want it, and I was struggling to do this. He brings his stinger too for his other arm and some blast effects, but I don't want to display them, so all of these extra bits are going to go into my bin until I feel like displaying them. And that's something I don't like about BLOKEES, is that I can't keep them all together with the figure. My final thoughts on this figure are 100% positive. This figure holds its own against the Studio Series. Its colors feel more accurate than it too. The Studio Series always felt so inconsistent in pictures. The BLOKEES also has some extra colors that the Studio Series doesn't do, like the little arms on the cockpit. But compared to the Studio Series, the paint it only misses is the little tips and lines of red. The transparent orange plastic on the cockpit differs from the one on the Studio Series, where it has a painted windshield on the top. Another thing I want to note is that this figure has a lot more rounded edges than the Studio Series. Like his hips have these little missile things, and the red on his shoulders are more curved than the Studio Series. And with this being a model kit, the detailing through paneling and layering accomplishes smaller changes in color. This is most noticeable below the waist. And the only thing I wish I could change about this figure is how small it is. I wish it was bigger like an Actions class, because I think that would be the only argument against this figure. So if you're fiending for a Bumblebee Blitzwing, I'd recommend picking up one of these. Make sure to check at collectible shops because you can get lucky like I did and get it cheaper than retail. If you want to see me open up one of these Studio Series Seekers or build another BLOKEES, make sure to subscribe.